Hello, hello, hello. What's good, everybody? It's Wednesday night, so it's time to talk some fantasy football, Fruit Loop style, the only way to do it. And you already know the man that's going to be going down that rabbit hole with us. Holy shit, we did it again. That has been a while. Oh, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. What's up today, Stanfu?
Oh, I'm happy after, it's a perfect example why you should always bet against your team. Yeah, happy either way, right? If I if I get that win prediction, I'm happy. But I couldn't be more happy than arguing with you for about 15 minutes on you saying you're taking the gimme game on the Chiefs versus the Titans. We argue about 5 minutes on stream, and then 10 minutes afterward, where I'm like, that's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous statement that you make. And my boys proved it to you that you were being ridiculous.
I was absolutely being ridiculous. They're all grown men. They're fantasy. I mean, if they're in the professional fantasy world, then god dang it. I play football for a living. I should be able to step up and make it happen. But come on, who expected that to happen with Mahomes? My God. And to be fair, they were telling when we were talking about it, Julio wasn't even supposed to play and AB wasn't right. Then all of a sudden on game day, they're both fine and everything's just all hugs and roses. And don't get it twisted. I picked the Titans to win in our fantasy thing, and I have had Tannehill playing on my team. So I was rooting for you. I was hoping to be wrong, and thank God I was, because I don't know how, but with six teams on buys and 3 players hurt, somehow, some way, I play the one team in our league that's playing a Patty Mahomes having his worst game ever and ink out a win. Right. I couldn't believe it. I didn't, because I always DVR the games, and I don't go look until I watch the games. I don't want to be spoiled. I couldn't believe it. You would, yeah. I wish I would have had a camera on me, because I'm sitting here watching the Monday night game, and I watched that BS ref call, freaking that just ghost roughing a passer. It's freaking 3rd and 9 coming down. We sack him, and all of a sudden they give him a ghost roughing the passer out of nowhere. Even the freaking announcers are like, "What are they talking about? Where? What?" Like. And so they get a new set of downs. I'm going against Callaway. He needs 4 points to beat me. I'm going against Callaway. He's already sitting on about like 2.5 points. And then they throw it downfield to him. Like, they get that BS call, get a fresh new set of downs, throw it to Callaway for 9 yards, and I about rifled my freaking remote through the TV. I was like, that's the point. I almost get this miracle win. That's going to be the points that beat me. And I'm just like, I was beside myself. End up watching the rest of that debacle game, just storm over to my laptop like, mother, I freaking won? Like, I was so shocked. Won by less than 0.3 of a point. Like, are you kidding me?
Right.
What a
lucky season for you. Yeah. Like, that's just, that's the way it is sometimes. Like,
Oh, when it's rolling your way, it's rolling your way. What's up, Celebrity Bikini? I see you out there. Oh man, I'm telling you, like I looked at the like percentage thing. Like, if you played like everybody in your league, it's like, oh, I'd be 8-1. If I played everybody, I'd be 8. I would be 8 people lost to 1 person. I would have been 9-0. Like, it's telling you all these things. And then this week, it's at 1-8. Like, I played the one person I could get by, and I beat him. But I cannot believe I won this week. 7-0. The streak continues, baby. We're still alive. Unbelievable.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I never want to go a fantasy season undefeated. It's just me, but I don't like to do it, because every time I've done that, I've lost first round in the playoffs.
You don't think I have
always been that? Because you play the toughest team. That's why everybody. If you are number 1, you play the toughest team in your league, because it'll be the team that's coming on late.
Yeah, exactly. It's the guy that's coming back, who's just put his team together and winning every game. Probably just eked into it because he was so far down. That, you know who that is in our league, is Doogie Style. If he can come back and get right, dude, he'll be real tough to beat, because he should be 6-1 right now.
Right. He's got a bunch of points.
Yeah, he's just playing. Yeah, he's playing backwards, and he doesn't have as many points as he should because he keeps putting his best team on the bench. If he ever gets right and flips that running back and quarterback to the right set, he's going to be almost impossible to beat.
Right.
He's got a really good team, Herbert and Cook, and yeah, if he gets right and starts paying attention, he's going to be real tough. So I'm actually kind of glad he's been losing because he's that team that could come on late and just crush you.
But I finally made it into the playoff hunt in your league.
Yeah, I was going to say top 3 or third place looks a lot better on you than 6th place does.
Right, from one game. But to be fair, that it was all tiebreakers. I just happened to lose to the people that were above me. Like that's what happened. But even if I had more points and equal record, that's what I've been going with. But.
Looks like Celebrity Bikini got lucky too and been playing the one person he could beat. I mean, sometimes it just goes that way. I mean, ebbs and dude, there's been so literally like the last 3 out of 4 years, that's been me screaming. Like I score so many points and have these amazing teams and play the one freaking team that can beat me. That's what happened in my other league. Like I was counting on losing in our league and winning in the other league. And the other league, I ended up getting beat, played the one SOB that scored more than me. One guy scores more points. I would have smoked the entire league, and I played the one, and he was one spot below me.
So, that sucks too.
Oh man, it was yeah. So now we're tied. Oh dude, and it's his league, so it's the guy you really want to punish, like the commissioner. You always want to beat the commissioner. So,
oh man, we had some discrepancies this week in one of my leagues, where it got brought up that one guy had given up on this week and didn't play. He didn't set a starting lineup, like a legit lineup. He had 2 players on his bench that he could have started. He lost to the guy in first place in our league by 3 points. He left 7 points on the bench. That's it. He could have started those people and he didn't. And he left them blank for people advice.
Why would he do that though?
Because he's probably not gonna make the playoffs. Like
still, I hate people that ruin it for other people. Like you still need that other guy to get beat.
Right. So that's why there's the discrepancy. Like it's fucking bullshit, right? That you just let your team you don't play. You don't pick anybody up off waivers. You don't even start the people that you do have. And then you could have beat the first place person. And you didn't even try.
What do you think? Do you think it should be on the commissioner if a commissioner should have to check right before games? And if there is a player doing that has a player that could play and has another player in that's on a bye week, I mean, how do you think a commissioner should he even make the call to tell the person about that? Or should he like switch it himself, like make a commissioner tool move and just switch it himself? Like, or do you think he should just leave it alone? And I mean, that just happened.
I think that there are some leagues where you have to do a full lineup, right? Mm-hmm. You can't not. It will automatically auto draft for you. Drop 2 of your 2 lowest scoring players, and then, or like if you don't have 2 people, drop your 2 lowest scoring players and pick up the highest rated of the people.
Right. That's ruthless.
Right.
Messing with the team. That's ruthless. So I mean, in that case, then maybe the commissioner should have to go through and do it, but I don't know. That's a fine line you start walking right there. I don't know.
Yeah, but if you can, like, if you don't care about your team that much, like I get that. Like, if you're not going to do it, then have somebody. I don't think it should be the commissioner, but if you have an automatic thing that everybody agrees upon, like, hey, if you're not going to set a full lineup, the auto drafter is going to freaking drop one of your players and add somebody that can play.
Right. I mean, we had a top guy the guy we were just talking about, Doogie style. He wasn't, I'm sure he was just busy and just wasn't paying attention. And all of a sudden Waller was a game time decision. And all of a sudden Waller doesn't play. And he ended up losing that game by 1.5 points. He could have picked up any other tight end and gotten 1.5 points. Anybody would have gotten that. So it's like, that's rough. I mean, That's a rough one. And I almost did something stupid too. I mean, I ended up winning by less than 0.3 of a point. I was like, there was a guy I really wanted, and I didn't really want a chance like having to outdraw somebody for him. So since I was just ready to book the L anyway, I mean, I had 2 spots uncovered anyway. Like I literally played with 2 spots empty, and one of my players, Dylan, got me freaking minus 1.7 points. It would have been better to go without him. I was like, how does a running back get you minus fuck? Oh, I was beside myself. I was like, if I lose this game by less than freaking 1.5, 7, or minus 1.7, I'm going to lose my mind. If I would have lost by as much as I won, I would have flipped my lid.
Well, I lost by 2 points in my one league because it happened to be my quarterback spy. And I had Wilson in as my quarterback, and he goes down with 2 points. Like, and he gets hurt and out for the game. He literally just a couple more passes, one run, whatever it is, and I would have won. But no, you gotta go getting hurt where I have no other quarterback option. Like, my 1 week, I needed you.
Oh, Stream League, if you're talking Yahoo, the only thing I can say is I beat Andy again. That's like my one saving grace is I got over Andy of it.
My strategy in this league, like, so here's what I've been doing. You
could do that with my league my team this time.
Hold on, no, this is what I do. I pick a team. I pick one of my leagues, my 5 leagues, and I try to draft only players like their team that I'm playing against. Dude, I keep picking the wrong teams. Like, that's all I'm doing. Like, 2 weeks in a row, I'm like, dang, if I would have picked this other team, I would have won our league. Or like the Yahoo league. But I picked the wrong team, and it's like the dude I'm beating. I'm like, damn it. I'm doing this terribly.
And like, how do I not put Mike Evans in? I know, and I've got Antonio Brown. I know he's not playing. I know I'm all aware of the situation. How do I not put Mike Evans in? I mean, or even take a flyer on Goodwin, but I'm not that big on Godwin. I haven't been all season. But I should have put Evans in, and I'd have freaking probably won the damn thing. I was like, what? How did I not put 2 and 2 together there?
I like Godwin on PPR.
Yeah, Celebrity is kind of the same. He says as long as it's on auto draft, that can happen, but he doesn't want a commissioner to touch any players. And I agree. I mean, that's not on the commissioner. That's when collusion starts coming in and weird shit starts happening. And
right.
I don't even want to get near that. So
yeah, this is just a thing. Like, you have to do it. You have to have a player, and it'll drop it for you.
Oh man, I had to do that last week. I cannot believe I won that game. How the hell did I win? I had a freaking running back go negative points and 2 slots not filled. How did I win that game? Oh my God.
Dude.
And like I said, I almost pulled.
I was looking at it too. I was watching. I was cracking up. I'm like, he's so lucky he was wrong about the Chiefs. I was laughing. I was cracking up. I'm like, he would be playing freaking Mahomes this week.
Yeah, of course. And I got Tannehill. So I was literally playing Tannehill against Mahomes in that game. That was amazing. Oh, unbelievable. Dude, that was gruesome. Why do they have to keep showing the same thing over? Like, dude, if a player gets hurt like that, we don't need to see his neck snap back 32 different, camera angles. And like, dude,
some of us like that.
Oh, dude, they zone in on his eyes and you just see his eyes glaze over. Like,
right.
Ruthless, man. I don't know. Yeah, okay, we saw he got hurt. I don't need to cringe 15 different times seeing it in 15 different angles.
Oh, man. Some of us like viewing things that are like, look.
I called it. Yeah, I called it too. I actually have the Titans in our thing too. I was kind of waiting for Peter Griffin to get in here. He's supposed to be getting in here, but we can just do ours, I guess. On our channel league, me and Andy both just went tits up and barely got over 50% at 7-6. And Jake, you and Peter both came in with a monster 10-3 this week. So you guys killed it on the picks. Well done. And then as far as the season goes for that, I still got the edge at 47-28. Jake's coming in second with 45 right, 30 wrong, and Andy's right on his tail with 44-31. So
I shouldn't be beating anybody. I pick at least one ridiculous pick every week. So I picked the Jets, right? That was the one I was doing. The Jets over Bill.
Yep. Yeah, you did the Jets over New England. Absolutely. But to be fair, I mean, you got me and we almost pulled that Miami pick off. But yeah, that was insane.
No, that's the Jets versus Bill Belichick is a ridiculous pick. But one of those are gonna hit this season. I'm gonna be like, yes, freaking told you, and it'll all be worth it.
Oh, what's up, JD? We see the Dragon out there, man. Weird. He can't stay. He's got to come in. Good to see you, brother. But yeah, we definitely got to give a big shout out to the Dragon because he has been slaying it in that Yahoo league. He's been like first or second every week he set a lineup. Like it's crazy. Like nice. JD the Dragon is absolutely slaying the Yahoo league. So well done, brother. You've been killing that one. And then yeah, Peter Griffin's been coming in strong. He said he just killed the sports books this week, so that's awesome. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. He said, or was that Jake that said that? I thought that was Peter.
I think it was Jake.
Oh, that was Jake that killed it. Nice. There you go. But yeah, you and Peter both came in at 10-3, and so then I'm winning. So me, then Jake, then Andy, and ours. And then if you add Peter in from when Peter started, Peter's actually winning. He's got 32-11, and since he's been in, and Jake's actually up, he's 29-14. I'm 28-15, and Andy has been 23-20, just creeping over the 50% mark, just doing his thing. Oh, that's a little more back on track. Yeah.
Right. Don't trust me on picking no games. I don't know. I'll go wild. A lot of what I do never mind. I ain't even tell you. Just have to figure it out. You'd be like, how can he? Yeah.
Oh man, Celebrity Bikini said he took Tennessee on the money line plus 25. Yeah, boy, you crushed it. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely. Yeah, I picked Tennessee to win that one too, so that worked out. Yep, only Andy picking against his team. Yeah, that's the one that killed you. Picking against your team for KC, which that should have been a good one, I would have thought. But nope, right. I was wrong. And yeah,
we argued 15 minutes. 15 minutes we argued about me making the case as to why Tennessee's going to actually win the game. And you're like, nah, this is a gimme game for KC.
Oh, dude, that was wild. Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. That's funny. It was not at all, I will admit. Oh, man, if Tampa Bay gets fully healthy, is there anyone that's going to be able to stop them from repeating?
Fucking Buffalo.
Man, you think Buffalo's going to have to be the ones to do it?
Yeah, because the secondary in Tampa is, that they don't have a secondary, essentially. They're hurt. They're like basically the Ravens running backs or San Francisco's running backs. That's what Tampa Bay's secondary is.
Actually, and who knows about that front, because Khalil Herbert just went on and put on a clinic this week. I would have won my freaking other league if I'd have just started him. Right. I was like, oh, I just did not think he was going to go. I just had to be hard-headed. I was like, Damian Harris is going to break out. I mean, this is him. He's going now 2 weeks in a row. And I was like, Miles Sanders, this is going to be his game. And to be fair, it was his game. Like, they were using the crap out of him. He was involved in 3 different plays going down, and then his glass ankle snaps. And that just makes me think that I called that when we were on the last stream. I think I was right. I think I heard he had a hurt foot right at the beginning of the year. I think they've been nursing him this whole time. That's why they haven't been using him at all. And then after the crowd went nuts or whatever, and they got all this pressure, I think they might have brought him back a game or 2 early on that hurt foot. And what happened? Insta snap.
Yeah, but it's a high ankle sprain, I believe. That ain't a foot.
Is it? Is it a high ankle sprain or a low? I didn't think.
I think they said a high ankle sprain. Like I was reading on because I dropped him, right? Remember I was talking about I dropped him. So I was like, oh, yes, it worked out, right? He got hurt. And I was like, let me go see how long this injury is because I got Gainwell, right? Like, so I'm like, well, let me see how long this injury is. And then I seen it was like a high ankle sprain. I was like, oh, shit. Or they thought it might be. So I'm going to have to look that up right now. Not that I want him to get hurt because I actually like him, but it's just I don't know, they didn't use him.
My last 2 first-round draft picks for Miami was Herbert and Pitts. Fire the front office. I am with you 100%. It's not just the coaching. The coaching staff can only do what they can do, and I'm not. Dude, get rid of Flores too. I'm not a big fan of him. The way he treated Fitzy and how that all went down. I'm just fire all of them. Get rid, dude. That president from the owners down, just dump them all. Get an entire new front office that knows what they're doing. Get a whole new freaking coaching system, and let's do it. Because you can't have freaking that many first and second round picks in the last 3 years and put out the team that we have. Like, come on. How are we not dominating? Like, who is picking and drafting, and what are they doing down there in Miami? Get off the cola.
I said that. Like, front office, it's just a shitty organization. Like, you have it coming together, right? Last season, you're like, yeah, we're working towards something. And then, like that, I feel like the floor is going to fall out of Tennessee, too, anytime. Like, I thought it happened when they lost to the Jets. I was like, all right, that's it. We had a couple years where we went in the playoffs. All right, now it's another fucking couple decade drought.
What's up, Iron Tron? I see you out there. Peter Griffin's got it right. We'll get him in check. We'll straighten him out.
Don't hire me. I'm gonna be picking players based on who I'm doing fantasy. I'll be like,
hey, as long as you're not picking wins or losses, you're doing all right.
Hey,
you're doing all right, dude. You're coming up strong in our league. That's awesome. I love that. Love to see it. Like I said, third looks a lot better on you than 6 does.
I think I'm second in points, but
who's first in points?
I think barely. Barely now. Definitely. I didn't even check. I might want to check for this week because I might have overtaken you.
I was about to say I didn't score too many this week. I had freaking 2 blank spots and 1 that was negative. I'm so glad I didn't pull that defense to go for that player because if I needed every point I got, dude, I would have been devastated if I did that to myself. Unbelievable. Dude, is Pitts now the number 1 tight end in football?
I don't know. 2 games. 2 games, but it's helping me a lot in my one league with freaking CMC being down. Like, finally, this whole time, Pitts ain't done shit, and he was like my 2nd/3rd round pick. And now he's coming on, and I'm like, thank you.
I mean, yeah, it's only 2 games, but it's back-to-back games in the right direction and moving forward. Like, I mean, he was a freaking rookie. It's going to take him a little bit of time to get in sync. Like, can we hold that against him? I mean, my
right.
goodness.
And he's a tight end, but not really. Like, when you look at him out there, he's not a tight end.
Well,
like, the dude's not blocking. Huh?
You could say the same thing about Kelsey.
Kelsey has the build of a tight end. Pitts has the build of Calvin Ridley. Like, that's what if you just stood him there and blocked the numbers and you were like, oh, which one caught the ball? You wouldn't know. You'd be like, they look exactly the same. Kelsey, you're like, that's a freaking tight end. Like, look at that big dude. Who's catching passes down there? Not Pitts. Pitts, you're like, was that Ridley? Nope, that was Pitts. Nice.
He's amazing. I don't know. Like I said, he's looking better and better, and it does not look to be slowing down. Like, he looks like he is fully in sync and full steam ahead at this point.
I like it. Like I said, I have him. I hope he keeps doing it.
Oh, what's up, James Al? Good to see you. Good to see you. We got Trade Henderson, Monty, Judy, Julio for CMC and Brandon Cooks. You think CMC's coming back this week?
I wouldn't count on it. I hope so. But are you keeping him anyway? Like, Hubbard hasn't done too bad. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's a Madison situation, but maybe it is, like, where that person just comes in and does it, and then they just put him right back to the sideline, and it's like basically a 1 running back system again. I doubt that's it, but I don't know that I would be willing to trade that. Like, am I getting Henderson, Montgomery, Judy, and Julio? Like, if I'm getting all 4
sounds like he's trading away Henderson, Monty, Judy, and Julio. I mean, Julio hasn't really done anything. Henderson, yeah. But I mean, CMC.
Yeah, but running back, you have to, like, running backs are valuable, right? And Michelle's not doing anything. So Henderson's like you got to keep Henderson, right? Like he's
He's
running
fragile,
back there.
but when he's in, he's in. I mean, yeah, and he's getting
Right.
all the workload. So yeah,
You have
absolutely.
Judy coming back. Judy's supposed to be coming back after the bye, so that's how that's supposed to work. And I don't know, like
That's just a lot of question marks up there. I mean,
maybe
potentially you're
yeah.
getting the number one player. CMC comes back. I don't think when he comes back, I don't think he gets nearly what I think they're finally going to shut him down and start going more 50-50, not more like 60-40 with Hubbard, maybe even 70-30. But he's not going to be getting the 95% workload anymore. He can't. I mean, his body's proven it can't hold up to that. So he's probably not going to produce as much as he did. And B. Cooks, I mean, when he's on, but that team he plays for just scares the hell out of you. So I don't know, man.
But I don't know. Like,
I mean, we're talking.
You keep saying like CMC has been hurt like last season and this season, but you act like he's been hurt like all the time. Dude, he did not miss a game his whole career until last season.
But
like that was the first time he's ever like missed a game ever. Yeah, I mean through college and everything.
I understand that, but this is a "what have you done for me lately" type league.
I know, but you can't say like, "Oh, well, he's hurt all the time." Like
he is because he's been hurt the last 2 years. So that means his body is breaking down, and he's probably going to keep getting hurt more and more, not less and less. You think all of a sudden he's just going to be perfect and an Iron Man and just keep going forward? He's getting older.
Yeah,
his body's breaking down. It's not getting stronger.
Yeah, but so you have like an accidental injury, and then. I don't know. You have to have more than like one stretch of time to be like, hey, this person's gonna constantly be getting injured. This is like us one span of time. Last season to this season, 1 year.
That's true. I'm with you, Jake. I never trade. I just do waiver ad and picks. I'm the worst. I hardly ever trade either. Dude. But I don't know. So what do you think in this? I mean, do you trade Henry, Monty, Judy, and Julio for CMC and B Cooks? I mean,
I wouldn't. Here's why. If I'm my honest advice is I had the number one pick and I took CMC. So in this instance, DJ's probably right. He's probably gonna get hurt again because that's my curse. Is whoever I pick in my first round in this other league, they get hurt. I don't know why. It just always happens. So I'm going just purely based off that. I wouldn't do it. But I also like Henderson. Like if Judy comes back and is being if he can play anywhere near what he was, like you have a top level wide receiver. Julio's a wash, really. Depends on who's on waivers too, because you in the trade, I kind of like that where I can drop a player from my like I'm using it to entice the trade so I don't have to drop this player and I don't feel guilty about it. Because I hate dropping players. I get too close, like attached to them.
Peter says if he was 500 or worse, he would do the trade. I don't know. I mean, are we giving B Cooks too much love? I mean, he came out of the gates just raging with 14 and 13 and 12, almost 13, 12.7. But I mean, from week 4 on, he's got 4.7, 2.3, 8.9, and 2.1. I mean, is he really everything? I mean, are we giving him are we rating him too high? I don't know. If
I'm going to be honest. I wasn't even considering him in the trade because my whole trade is like the 4 people for CMC. Like that's what in my head, Cooks is like, okay, fill one of those receivers. Like I wasn't even considering him in the trade. That's why I didn't say anything about it.
I mean, yeah, their quarterback situation is a dumpster fire. It's like he hasn't done anything. Is he hurt or is it just the organization? Like, what's really going on there? Like, and then CMC, you don't know what's going to happen. Are they going to rush him back? Is he going to get hurt? Even if he comes back, is he going to get the production that he got before? I just don't. I don't like the trade. I don't. I like. I mean, Derek Henderson's. He's on a winning team. I mean, they're going to be moving in the right direction. I mean, they're giving him more of the payload. I don't know. I don't like the trade myself. But that's just me. Just my opinion. Oh, like I said, I cost myself a win last week by doubting the Khalil Herbert effect. Like, this guy is a monster. Never again. I mean, he's the real deal. And Montgomery, I think, better start worrying about his job even when he does return.
I don't know that much, but he definitely shouldn't be. I don't know that he has to worry about it, but he definitely has to worry about dropping some touches. Like, that's 100%.
I mean, at worst, they go 50-50. I mean, dude, this guy is just a raw talent, dude. This guy is going to be amazing. I mean, when you run against the Tampa Bay Bucks front a line like that, that's supposed to be unrunnable on, like they shut down Dalvin Cook, but they can't shut down Khalil Herbert.
I don't know. Different kind of runner, I guess.
Dude, the guy's a monster. And like I said, if I'd have started him, I would have won. But I got to be hard-headed and start Miles Sanders and show I'm like, oh, I called it. I called it.
Yeah, you did.
I'm a moron. Just put in the guys that are producing and quit trying to.
You were just trying to rub it in my face, like he was talking about dropping him. I'm gonna start him and lose the game.
Start him and lose a freaking key game against the commissioner. That broke my heart. Absolutely. Never again. Khalil Herbert is in my lineup, and that guy is a must start each and every week. He is amazing. He is amazing. I don't think Damian Williams is going to be anything. Like, not until
I dropped him in 2 leagues.
Why wouldn't you? Absolutely. Oh, man, after beating the Bills and KC back-to-back, and if Julio and AB can stay healthy, do we need to start considering the Titans the front runner for the path to the bowl? Like, Cincinnati and Las Vegas have the same record, but neither one of them have a King Henry in the backfield.
Right, but, I'm not saying that. I'm saying they'll make the playoffs and beat some people just like every year, like everybody like you who are like, hey, this is just a flash in the pan for 3 years. They'll beat some tough teams, and then they'll ultimately get beat by whoever is going to go to the Super Bowl. Like that's
that's their key difference. That's how it happens.
Yeah, until they prove me different or prove me wrong, I'm gonna keep saying that.
Man, that's rough. I mean, Tannehill, he's doing what he needs to do. He just needs somebody on his team to hold on to the ball. Like, he's putting it where it needs to be for the most part. So if you can get those guys right and keep them healthy and in the game, like, man,
I should have started off the stream by like flip it and his little jump and he flips the ball.
Oh, that was so sick. I know. Yeah, that was awesome. Was it the old Gervin or the Air Jordan? Oh, man, I had to, dude, speaking of sickness, I had to, give it up this week for the man, old school style. You already know. The Lions showed up this week. They didn't win the game, but they put on a hell of a fight. They put up a hell of a fight.
Don't they do that every week?
I don't know.
The Lions are like 2 plays away from winning every game.
That's rough. That's a rough city to be a part of. That is harsh. But yeah, I don't know, man. To go up a team as strong as the Rams and put up that I was impressed. I was very impressed. I liked it. Absolutely. Had to show the Lions some love this week. Speaking of some love, man, we'll get to it, but my goodness. But last week I was saying that it wasn't Robinson's fault, like he was doing so bad. Now I'm thinking maybe it is. Like, A-Rob looks awful, dude. He's dropping balls that are right in his hands. Like, right. Watching the whole game of him, maybe it is his fault.
Is he he's just out there trying to get traded? Like, please get me off this terrible team.
I got to do something. I've gone through every quarterback and been just fine, and this guy can't get me the ball. But again, I saw some balls right in his hands that he dropped. So that's not all on Fields.
Right. And, I get it. It's tough as a receiver, different people throwing you the ball. That's got to be tough. You don't know what to expect from the players, but it's been weeks now. You've been with him. Like, have him throw you the ball in practice. I don't know what to tell you.
Timing's everything, and Fields has been running for his life back there. Their O-line is atrocious. Like, he is running for his life back there almost each and every play, so it's tough to get those timing patterns down. But.
See, I hate that. This is something that always gets talked about with mobile quarterbacks is like how bad their offensive line is. You get the same thing people saying it in Philly. The problem with mobile quarterbacks is like a line is designed to block a certain way. And I really hate like when you have a pocket passer and a mobile quarterback on the same team and you switch from one to the other. Dude, you have to develop your team for a specific purpose. That's why like when coaches come in, they have to like redo everything because they have to set up the team to the players like their key players. And it just, a lot of mobile quarterbacks right out of college, they make bad moves. Like they make their line look worse than they are because they're not doing the appropriate thing in that situation. Whether it's retreating or stepping up, rolling the wrong direction, like that happens a lot if you watch games. Like it happens a lot with Hurts and Fields. It happened a lot with Mitch Trubisky. Like I'm just saying, if you watch it like
you
that,
definitely have a point. I mean, absolutely. I mean, it's hard. I mean, linemen, it's hard for them to get out there, and that's why you get so many, illegal guy downfield and stuff like that. Because I mean, they're doing their best to protect their guy, but when their guy's all over the place, like it's kind of like make it up as you go, which is not easy.
Right, and you get that where the offensive line is having to like read how the defensive player is rushing them, like what they're doing, and that's how they know how to block. Like you get a lot of that with mobile quarterbacks too. But I'm just saying, I never like blame totally the offensive line. Like their line's bad, we know that, but it's not
awful.
as
They
bad.
are awful.
They get made.
Everybody. You're just watching guys like watching guys like water just sieve right through. I mean, at some point you got to blame. I mean, dude, if they're not blocking nobody, like they're not giving them a second to throw sometimes. So that's on them. Like, you got to throw a body in front of somebody. Celebrity Bikini wants to know: will Dak play this week?
I think so. I hope so.
We need a tornado to keep that guy out of the lineup. I would bet. I'd bet money that he's gonna. I would think so. Opinions on Gainwell this week. What's up? Are they going to come in and do it? I mean, are they going to activate Juwan Howard? Is it going to be a three-headed monster, or is Gainwell just going to pick up? He had like 14 points this week after coming in, not starting. So,
right, I'm going to throw Gainwell in there and cross my fingers. Like I think that's what I'm going to do because I felt like maybe they just don't like Sanders. Like I don't know. Gainwell looks good, but we'll see if they give him the ball.
Keep your eyes open. Like I said, if they activate Juwan Howard, then that's going to be – I think they're going to try to make him, Boston Scott, and Gainwell kind of more like a three-headed monster. But, I mean, Gainwell will be the head of that monster, but I just don't know how much production he's actually going to get. How many touches will they actually get? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think the Eagles will split the touches between Boston Scott. And like I said, if they activate Jordan Howard, I'd really be afraid. If they don't activate him, then I think Gainwell might actually have a really big game. So I'd definitely keep an eye on that. Oh, I have Dak or Tannehill. Or should I start CD? Oh, and should I start CD? CD Lamb coming out of bye week after what he did going into the bye week? Yeah.
Right.
You got to start CD Lamb. He's on the uptick. Absolutely, I'd start him. He's trying to get that number one rollback.
And if Dak plays, you're probably starting him. Like, I'm starting him. I would start him over Tannehill. Like, for me.
Yeah, Tannehill, I mean, he has not had a monster game yet, which, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, if you want that safe floor, but, dude, if we're all going for big points at this point, you want that higher ceiling, you got to go with Dak. You just have to. Absolutely. You're going to get more points. Jaquafias. Is that how you say that? Jaquafias. That's a cool ass name either way. So would you guys rather start Gainwell or Patterson?
I mean, me? We already know what I'm going to say. You can start them both. You can start them both, right? Put one of them at receiver. If you're in Yahoo. That's for if you haven't watched this before. We always talk about that I love Yahoo because certain players that'll put two positions, and Cordero Patterson's one of those. He's a wide receiver and running back. So I think he should be 100% rostered in Yahoo leagues because you can put him in both positions. So he's one player that can fill two holes. So I feel like you could start them both, but I'm starting Patterson if I have Patterson.
Like I've been saying, he's on that magic carpet ride, and until he proves otherwise, you start him every game. Start him until you don't. I mean, he might, it's coming to an end at some point, and you hope it's not this week, but you got to start him until it does, because that guy is just on another level this year. It's crazy.
And how many touches did Davis get last week?
We got Swift too. Swifty's crushing it. Absolutely. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, Davis is a joke. He's basically droppable. I mean, if running backs weren't such a barren wasteland, and even though they are, he's literally almost droppable. Like, it's incredible. But yeah, Swifty's having a game too, man. If that guy can stay healthy, he'd be a monster each and every year. We know that. It's just he can never stay healthy. But man, while he's on the field, the guy does nothing but produce.
Right.
Absolutely. The thing with that is that Gainwell plays the Lions and their defense is horrible. Or is their defense mad about losing to the Rams, a team that they probably knew they were going to lose to but fought like hell to? So are they going to come out licking their wounds, or are they going to come out ready to get their first win this week? I kind of think the latter.
Right. But there's like the thing, okay, Gainwell, there's a potential that they do, committee, right? That he gets the lion's share, but how much of a committee? Like, how much is the lion's share? Does 40% of touches count if you got two other dudes?
Share, but I don't think he even gets that many. But he might.
Right, but I think that he probably deserves 70% of the touches. Right, because he showed, even when Sanders was in there, Gainwell definitely showed that he can do what Sanders does. Or
better at the one game he was better at it. So
right,
yeah.
And so I think
he came in and he scored 14.
So I think he deserves like 60, 70%, but I don't know if he'll get that. And on the Eagles, what is 60 or 70%? Some weeks that might be 5 touches.
Absolutely. Exactly. But, I mean, who knows? Maybe they put him out there and they run the hell out of him to see if he's the next guy up and if they can produce that way. I mean, like you said, maybe they just didn't like Sanders. I swear, I think they were just babying that foot that I heard he got hurt in the first week, and they brought him back too soon, shattered it. Maybe if they have a full, healthy running back, they just let loose on him and see what they have in that backfield. Try to get Hurts to stay back and actually play quarterback instead of the running back.
Right.
I mean, that would be something. Pedersen is by far the safer option, but you're right, Gainwell has potential. The thing is, the Panthers are number 1 defense against the RB, but their matchup have been easy. And I don't know, they're starting to destruct, man. Are you kidding me? Dude, they got imploded by New York. I went out and picked up their defense just for that game, and they got like 3. Like, New York lit them up. So
and how did they even do that? Like, Daniel Jones had nobody to throw to. He's catching like one-handed passes and shit out there. Like what is going on? That's what had me put Tannehill in. I was like, dude, Jones has nobody to throw it to. He doesn't have his running back. Like, how did the Panthers defense not just totally destroy him?
I thought I was going to get 20 points in that game. I got 2 or 3. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, you should have started that Titans defense.
Yeah, right? 17 Titans defense did it. They lit Kansas City up. Oh, man. Yeah, man, that Carolina defense did not do what we were hoping for this week. I don't know what the hell. He's like, I should have stuck with the Colts, Steve. Boy, the Colts. Man, what's going on with Carson Wentz? Is he for real or what? Dude, I thought he had 2 broken ankles. He's out there running for touchdowns and shit. What's happening?
Right. He's like, they call me Mr. Glass. Like, he's just waiting to get shattered. I don't know.
Oh, man, it's starting Kirk over Rodgers since Adams is out. It's a tough week. Got to remember, though, I mean, what they say, what is it, like 4 out of 6 games, Rodgers went up and put over like 300 yards and like 4 or 5 touchdowns in 4 out of 6 of those games. So, I mean, Rodgers has shown that he can produce without him. The scary part is the guy that he would be producing with is out on COVID and probably not going to make it back.
Right.
Lazard, yeah. He's freaking probably, him and Adams are probably both going to be out. So that's really scary. And then you got our man Dylan, who's going negative points in the game. So, like, what was that about? They didn't put him back in. That was his first fumble of the year. He was done after that. Like, did he get hurt? Like,
Dylan's going to the slot this week.
I'm telling you, like, he is kind of the receiving running back, a little bowling ball with arms. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, Rodgers may try to come out and prove a point and go absolutely bonkers this week. So, I don't know, man. But, yeah, I don't know. What do you like? Which one do you like?
I'm going to stick with Rodgers, but that's, you're going to – quarterbacks score points.
Exactly.
And it's Aaron Rodgers. I don't know.
I mean, Kirk Cousins did have a crazy good game, right before the bye week, and he's all rested up. So, I mean, they could get right, but I don't know.
I'm going Rodgers, but you could go either.
I don't know. Coming off the bye week and a rested up Dalvin Cook, you don't think they're going to ride that like Henry all the way to the promised land? Like, how much is he even going to to be throwing? You got to throw a little.
Well, Dalvin Cook catches more passes than Henry too, like swing passes. Yeah. So some of those are going to be, Kirk Cousins points.
That helped. I mean, that does help. And Jeffries is a beast, but we don't know what's going on with Thielen, just touchdown or bust. So is he going to get one? Ah, man, that's a tough one. I don't know. I think Rodgers is coming out to prove a point. I mean, he's coming out against a great game that's going to be or a great team that's going to be producing a lot of fantasy points that he's going to have to keep up with. I don't know. We know he's ready.
You're probably safe either way. Like, I'm just going to throw it. Like Kirk Cousins or Aaron Rodgers, either way, you're probably doing all right.
You are. I know it says to sit him, but what happened out in Cleveland last week when we thought, they had nobody? What were we just talking about in New York that just happened? Like, right when you think they got nothing, you got to remember that these are all grown men and professionally paid athletes and next man up. Like, they could just do it, and Rodgers is going to throw who he wants to. We see he's ready to scamper like he's just reinvigorated. I don't know. I don't like betting against Aaron Rodgers, especially when everybody tells him he can't do it. He just makes a point to go out and put it in your face. So, I don't know. I kind of like Rodgers, man. That's just me. Just me. He said they play on Thursday night. Yep. I want to see how Arizona responds to a short week. Man, I don't know. Are they just making – you still feel the same way about the tight end situation between Ertz and Goddard?
Yeah. Like, Goddard's good. Like, whatever. He's a decent tight end. And he doesn't go down as easy as Ertz does.
Who would you guys start at tight end? Schultz, Gesicki, or Ertz? I've got Schultz and Gesicki on the same team, and I'm starting Schultz. And if you're asking me to rank them, it's just how you have it written down. Schultz, Gesicki, and Ertz in that order. And what are you doing with 3 tight ends?
A flex.
Peter Griffin. I got you. I got Schultz and Gesicki as well. I got Schultz in right now, but Gesicki keeps getting better and better each week. Yeah, he does. And, I mean, we already know tight end's another barren wasteland. So this is one of those years, if you have 2 tight ends that can fully produce like that, and, a lot of people get hurt, I don't mind rostering 2 tight ends, but not 3. McKissick or Mike Davis? I'm going to go McKissick because, oh boy, is not right. And, I mean, they keep starting him. Sooner or later, that leg's just going to break and he's going to be out for the season. Gibson is just on his last leg, literally.
No, he's already had it. That's what they said. He had a broke leg and he didn't even know it.
Oh, it's actually broken?
He played like the beginning of the season with a broke leg. He didn't
know
it.
He had a shattered shin. I didn't know it was like literally like broken. Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, what do you think broken means?
Well, I mean, shattered is broken, I guess. But yeah, he's been playing on a shattered shin. That's insanity. That's what I keep saying. Like, you can't – that doesn't heal. Like, you can't just keep running on that and think it's going to get better. You have to sit down for that to heal.
Well, it depends.
Sit him down.
If your fibula is broken, you can handle it. It only carries like 10% of your weight or some shit like that. Like, your outside bone, the little one on the outside, your fibula, doesn't carry that much weight.
Yeah, you don't want Gesicki against the Bills at all. No, but you don't want anybody against the Bills. Their defense, that's my defense, and they are real with theirs. Oh, yeah, I did the bye week game last week. Hopefully, I mean, it can't get anywhere. It can't get any worse than that. That was a nightmare. 6 people down with 3 injuries. I was in a bad spot. Options on Terry McLaurin. He's a beast if he's healthy. It doesn't matter if he's healthy. If he's playing, you start Terry McLaurin. Scary Terry. Yes, it's scary, but he's an absolute beast on the field, and all he's going to do is keep producing fantasy points. You don't want to miss out when he has a 27-point game. Oh, man. How amazing was that? How amazing is this Jamar Chase kid? Like, that was literally one of the best catch-and-run plays in football history, in my opinion. That was amazing.
That was good.
The spin and run, like, dude, can he just keep this up, a touchdown every game just throughout the season? That's just that?
He might.
That is ridiculous.
I'll be mad that I didn't pick him up.
Oh, I had somebody, dude. I had somebody offer him straight up for Diggs earlier this year, and I'm just like, I still probably wouldn't do it, but man, I'll tell you what, that kid is just a raw talent. He's amazing.
You're questioning it.
I know. QB or not QB? Is Gronk the only tight end that Brady can throw to? Like, Brady should have had a 28-point game this week, and he was missing OJ as well. Can just Brady not throw to anybody not named Gronk at the tight end position?
Shit, I don't know. Well, nobody's as good like with him as Gronk is, but Brady, both of them are decent, Brady and Howard, but it's just, I don't know. They just don't have the connection. All those years in New England, no matter what you say, like, that matters.
Dude, those guys were wide open, and Brady couldn't hit nothing. And then when they finally did hit him, like, they missed, but it was mainly Brady just missing them.
Right.
Like, he was not throwing the ball where it needed to be. Like, it was incredible. I was just like, dude, if your name's not Gronk, you just can't play tight end for Tom Brady. That's why they had to bring him back. Celebrity Bikini wants to know, should I drop Darnold for Wentz? And me and Andy talked about that earlier. Like, that thing, even when he was doing awesome, we were saying sell high because we told you it was not going to last. Like, sooner or later, teams are going to key in on that little running thing he's doing, getting into the end zone every week, and stop it. That's exactly what's happened. So absolutely, I say drop Darnold for Wentz. How about you?
I don't know that I would go that far, but you might be. You might. I probably am keeping Darnold. I'm hoping CMC comes back. He catches out of the backfield, but then you get the longer plays. When there's that more of a run threat, you have to pay attention to McCaffrey. So, like, you get that. You get more DJ Moore passes. I don't know. I might run with him, but it's worth looking at to get Wentz. I just don't trust Wentz. I call him Mr. Glass. Like,
dude, my man's out there running touchdowns on 2 broke ankles, man. He's made a believer out of me.
yeah,
like, dropping dimes.
A guy that's getting hurt all the time, that's who you're trusting to run touchdowns?
Like I said, I'm just saying he's doing it. Usually he's just doing it with his arm. He's dropping dimes all over the field, and I'm a big believer in Pittman. So, yeah, I don't know. And you got Jason Taylor just getting better by the week. I like it. I like Wentz. I think Wentz is – I don't know. I think they have the team that's in the right direction, going in the right direction. I like it. But I had to talk a little crap about Brady, but, I mean, I give props where props is due, and shout out to Tom Brady on getting his 600th real season TD pass. Like, as a lifelong Finn fan, I hate it, but as a football fan, I got to give the man his props.
Right. And they say that ball is worth like $600,000 or something. Like, that's how much, or $500,000. And the guy that Evans gave it to, he got like a bunch of signed stuff, like helmet and stuff, and then like 1 Bitcoin. I was like, that's pretty cool trade. Like, because Brady's into like crypto and shit. So, like, that, dude, that's awesome. But he got like, signed Brady helmet,
a game worn shoes. He got a helmet.
Right. Like, I wouldn't even have cared about all that, dude. I'm a weird guy. Like, I don't like that one dude, the baseball guy, who goes and catches like people's, major home runs just to get money. Like, he's kind of made this his job, like, to be in the area where these big plays are going to happen at, and then he sells it back to the players. That guy always kind of made me sick. Like, I don't like him. I don't know. So I think I would have probably gave it back to Brady for nothing.
Wow. He said Griffin said he did get 2 season tickets. That was my thing. That was the first thing I said. I was like, 2 season tickets for life instantly. Like, that's on the table no matter what.
I think you got
2 seasons. I'm saying lifetime. Are you kidding me? $600,000. It's like, and I'm being cool enough to give it back. Come on, hook it up.
Nah, I would have done it for free.
Yeah, that's you. Some people
I'd be like, Brady, you got to take me. You got to throw me a barbecue at your house. That's all I want.
Right? Like a party with hotel. Yeah, dude. That's insanity. That is insanity. You could look at it like the guy makes $20 million a year. You could throw me 120. I could use $120,000 real quick. It's like that's
Right.
like $100 to you. So I mean, you could look at it that way. Like hook the guy up with 120,000. Like it's a $600,000 football, and he's being nice enough to give it back. I don't know.
Right.
That's cool. It's cool. And he got $1,000 to spend at the gift store, so there's that. $1,000 gift certificate. I'd have been like, yeah, 120 G's, homie.
My brother and them won some shit like that one time, like $1,000 at the Bucks Stadium. He's like, you know how hard it is to spend $1,000 like at a stadium?
Oh,
he's like ended up like buying people jerseys, just like some random kid, like, hey, you want a jersey? I'm gonna go buy you a jersey because he had to use it by the end of the season.
Wow, that's funny. That is awesome. But yeah, the season tickets would be the main ones, and they better not be in the nosebleed section. But yeah, what a crazy deal, dude. That was so priceless when they keyed in on Mike Evans' face when they told him what he just did. He was like, no. He's like, I'm never getting another touchdown pass. What did I do? Oh, that was funny. I hope people were listening to us a couple weeks ago when we told you that, like we were just talking about, that Sam Darnold, after his 38.5 fantasy game, and we tried to tell you that that wasn't sustainable and teams are going to start keying in on that game. Like we were just talking about, that's exactly what's happening, and I don't think it's coming back. But you seem to.
I think he'll be all right. I think Sam Darnold was kind of like Tannehill in that he was a victim of the place he was at, and he'll be all right. Like he's not going to be putting up the numbers that he was putting up at the beginning of the season. Like don't expect that, but don't expect like last week's numbers like every week. You know, yeah, I think he'll be all right.
Can't throw that many interceptions every game. Tua lost a heartbreaker with an end-of-the-game field goal, and I mean, the kid threw for 4 touchdowns. Like, shouldn't he be getting a little more respect as a good but young quarterback?
And he looked terrible in some situations. Like, and when I was watching, I'm not a Miami fan by any means, but I was like, yeah, I would be so mad watching some of the stuff he does. Yeah. But
again, good but young quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, he can launch it out there. Whatever.
Young quarterbacks are going to make mistakes, but I mean, dude, the kid threw for 4 touchdowns. Like, he's got to have some control of some situation.
Yeah, Jameis Winston threw for like 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions.
Zing. Do we think
and like 6,000 yards that season or something?
Well, speaking of Tua, do we think there's any chance that he gets traded? And if so, like, where do you think would be best for him to end up?
I thought I saw something today that the 3-way trade was out and that Washington was just going for Watson on their own. Like, that was like the deal.
Well, I mean, yeah, if they can get Watson over, I mean, why wouldn't they? I mean, if Miami's going to get rid of Tua for Watson, why wouldn't Washington just go for Watson? Like, it makes sense, right?
Right. I don't know if that's the case. I was at work, so I couldn't like read the whole thing, but pretty sure I saw a headline.
You got 50 up there. I can tell everything you need to know about Tua, and maybe he talked him out of Tua. Like, oh, take my job last year. Watch this.
I don't think he's bitter like that against Tua. Maybe against the Miami organization, but he's not going to take it out on a kid.
Right. Yeah, he shouldn't. I mean, it wasn't his decision to do it, but that is kind of wild. But I was just thinking, I mean, there's some other places Watson that would definitely be interested in Watson. I mean, the Jets need somebody, not now, but right now. I mean, they're getting ready to bring in Joe Flacco. Are you kidding me? So, I mean, it could be the Jets. I mean, Carolina, I mean, like I was saying, Sam Darnold's nobody's answer. You could go out there to Carolina and really start to produce him. I mean, they got options.
Right.
Celebrity Bikini says, Tua sucks. I want Watson. 4 touchdowns, man. He did his job. It was the defense that let it down and let him come back and kick that field goal. That's not Tua's fault. Come on. What's up, Peter Griffin? See, Jake just put his picks down there in the chat. We're going to be getting that here in a sec. So if you want to put yours in there, we'll get to them. Mark them in. Since you guys both did so amazing and put me and Andy in our place last week. Like, neither one. Dude, we both went 7-6. They both went 10-3. What the heck? That was crazy. Oh, man. And last, what we were just talking about, Joey Flacco traded from the Eagles to the Jets. Does this help them even boost even a little bit? Like, are they going to start producing some fantasy points, or is this just a Band-Aid that's going to leak blood?
I I think it helps him a little bit. Yeah. I don't know how much, but I mean, if you have Corey Davis, you're probably like, wait, and maybe he'll get the ball. Like, you might be a little bit happy about that if you still have Corey Davis.
Yeah, that definitely helped that situation out. How crazy is it that 2 of the top 7 rushes this week were quarterbacks? I mean, we expect Lamar to be in there, but Taylor Heineke was the number 6 rusher on the week. Like, what?
Hey, that tells you about the freaking running backs this season.
It tells you the direction that the game's going in, too. Absolutely. Oh, he said, stop, DJ, you're drunk. 2 is no good. I wish he was. I can't hate on 2 of 4 touchdowns. Oh,
yeah,
man.
Jameis Winston, 6,000 yards, 30 for 30.
Is Chubb set to play this week? He's been in light practices all week, so I mean they're trying to get him. Unless he has a setback, I kind of think Chubb's is a go. What do you think? I hope he is. I got him on my team. What do you think?
If I had him on my team, I would kind of want him to go, but I wouldn't want him to go too early. So you don't want to re-injure it. I hope that he does play, then he gets injured again, just in time for Hunt to come back, and then Hunt takes over. And
You're so.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't.
We don't want any players getting injured.
I don't. Yeah, I don't want people getting hurt. I just like messing with DJ.
Oh man, shipping and receiving. Devontae Adams placed on COVID watch. He's only had 2 big games over 20 points this year. Is it a good time to sell high on him? Like 8 weeks in, and he doesn't even have 100 fantasy points yet.
I'm not selling yet.
You're not selling on Devontae? You're going to hold on to him? I mean, it is Devontae Adams with Aaron Rodgers. You know, sooner or later, they're going to get there.
Right. Like, you don't want to sell low on anybody.
Absolutely. Tyler Lockett is just non-existent, like with Russell out. Like, is it better to sell low and get what you can, or just tough it out with him on the bench until Russ gets back?
How many weeks until Russ is back?
A few, at least 4 or 5.
So if you can get somebody to trade you, then like maybe they're looking at the past. They don't know about the quarterback situation. I don't know.
Oh man,
but he doesn't come, like we talked about this before. Like he drops off anyway. So maybe you want to get rid of him now. I don't know.
If we're doing a redraft right now, would Cup have to be a top 5 consideration?
Yeah, because who do you have in your top 5 now?
It sure as hell ain't CMC and Cook. I'll tell you that.
And Cup's outscoring Kamara. So,
yeah, I mean Kamara, yeah. And then you got freaking Kelsey that's hurt, like with a busted wing. So how much are you trusting that?
And Hill had 2 games. So typically
Hill's got a busted quadricep.
Right. So typically your Hill is the first receiver off the board, right? And he's going at number 6 through 8, somewhere in there.
Adams sometimes. I mean, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you're redrafting, Cup's got to be top 5, right?
Right now he's the number 1 player in fantasy. Like over quarterbacks, running backs, and like not just the number 1 receiver. He's the number 1 player in fantasy.
Yeah, but you got to talk about differentials as well. Like that's the consideration, is differentials by position.
Right, exactly. But yeah, he's crushing it. Unbelievable. So glad. He's obviously the one person. He's the guy who got me my win when my whole team was out.
Right.
He's the guy that just put me on his shoulder and said, "Let's go. I got this." Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Oh, like I was talking about earlier, Mike Evans just blew up with a 3-touchdown game. Like he's literally blowing up every other game. Like, is it just is he a must start and deal with it player? Like literally his games have gone 2 points, 19.5 points, 12 points, 7.5 points, 24 points, 3 points, 26 points.
Right.
Like, do you just take the chance and play him every other game, or is he a real must start every week? Like, what do you do with a guy like that?
Depends on, in a 12-team league, you're probably starting him every week, and you're just taking the bad with the good, right? But I think in a 10-team league, you're trying to play the matchup, right? That's what you're doing. I would look at points per 2 slot receivers initially, right? because if you look at a defense that does well against slot receivers, that's one that you want to take Mike Evans on because that takes catches away from Godwin, right? And you want to do that. Like, that's what I would do if I'm in 10 team and I have the option to not start him. But in 12 team, you're probably starting Evans.
Oh, man. Heading over to the wire watch, Miles Sanders, like we were talking about, went down. Looks like he could be hurt pretty bad. Is Kenneth Gainwell a must grab off the waiver wire? Is he your number one off the waiver wire this week?
Well, it's Wednesday, so you've already picked your waivers. And
Mm-hmm.
I picked up Gainwell. Well, I had him in one league where I dropped Sanders because I was like, I'll keep one of them. And then yeah, I think you like him. If he's out there, you can get him.
Oh no, we got Tua out there listening to all the chatter out there. Look out. Tua said I don't feel wanted. Well, I wouldn't feel wanted too if you were talking about trading me and I just came off a 4 freaking touchdown game. That's disgusting.
I would be like, nobody cares about your feelings. Just throw the damn football.
Oh man, I was asking last week and I'll ask again. Kenyon Drake, 19 and 14 fantasy points the last 2 weeks. I know he's on a bye, but is he worth picking up?
Yeah, of course. 2 weeks in a row, they're showing like, hey, we'll keep swinging the ball to him. Yeah.
I mean, Kenyon Drake looks like he's coming back and going to be a thing out there. So, yeah, that's amazing. Go LV. Tua threw 4 TDs. Need I say more? And you're like, nope. He's facing the Bills this week. So, yeah, like I said, is Tua at least worth rostering on your team? Is he worth fantasy production? Or, I mean, I know he's playing the Bills this week, but moving forward, what do you think about Tua for fantasy?
Well, we know how I like quarterbacks, and I don't care if he throws 5 interceptions a game. If he throws 4 touchdowns and 300-something yards, dude, yeah, pick him up. Like, if he can keep doing that, whatever, the more touchdown he throws or the more interceptions he throws, the more touchdowns he's got to throw to catch up. I don't care.
Oh, man. Last but not least, cry me a river. What's your cry me a river this week?
Freaking Wilson going down, making me lose a game by mere points. You got me 2 points and hurt. I needed you for 1 damn week, man. 1 damn week. And you couldn't even do it for me. Quarterbacks getting hurt early in the game screws me over at least once a year.
That is just heartbreaker. Absolute heartbreaker. Peter, I just got your picks in, so you're good there. Oh, man. I could have won in both leagues this week, but if I would have just played my producing players, like I said earlier, like I just had to outthink myself and play Sanders, who's done nothing, instead of just the stud I picked up who's been doing everything in Khalil Herbert. So I could have won in both leagues this league if I would have just done that. That actually hurt a little bit because, like I said,
you are welcome. I'm glad that I can make that happen for you.
That said, he was on track to have a big game. Like I said, I think I called it when I said he was going to nursing that ankle, and we see why. They rushed him back. They listened to all the people screaming and fans wanting him in, saying put him in. They rushed him back probably a week or 2 early, and glass ankle shattered. And now he's done. So, what can you do? What can you do? Celebrity says, can you change my 1 pick? Yeah, what do you want to pick? Oh, is this it? You want to put Miami over Buffalo? Where is Jake? Oh, wow, you do have Buffalo in there. What? Jake, the number 1 fan? Miami.
Oh, my goodness. Come to the dark side. Bet against your team. Just do it. You win twice. You win either way. You don't win twice, but you don't lose twice either.
Oh, man. So that's basically going to do it for all the fantasy talk this week. I want to thank everybody that stopped in. Right now, we're just going to be me and Andy getting our picks in for our channel right here, win, lose, and see what we do. And but yeah, for everybody else, we will be back next Wednesday night. Thanks for stopping through. Let's see. Who do you have for Green Bay against Arizona?
Arizona.
Oh, damn it. I was just put Arizona for me. So since you did that, I'm going to obviously go Green Bay. Rodgers is petty. He's going to do it. AZ. What do we got next? Should be, oops, let's see if I put this over. I won't have to keep going back and forth. Do it like that. We got Miami, Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo.
I'm gonna do your thing and bet against my team for once.
Yeah, come to the dark side.
That's just. I gotta stay ahead of Andy. Oh man, we got Panthers and the Falcons. Man, I'm gonna go Atlanta.
All right, I'll take the Panthers. I was gonna go Atlanta too, but I'll take the Panthers.
Yeah, that's a flip of my pick. And the way the Panthers played last week, that was grotesque. How did New York do that? Oh, Cincinnati. I'm taking obviously Cincinnati. I'm sure you are too over the Jets.
Yeah.
It's tough to do.
I was gonna do it. I was like, they screwed me over last week. Whatever.
Eagles or the Lions?
Two terrible teams.
For their first win.
I'm gonna take freaking Eagles. Eagle!
Fly, Philly, fly. Oh man, the Pittsburgh Steelers or the Cleveland Browns. Wow, there's going to be a game. Bunch of cripples playing each other.
I'm gonna go.
I'm going Cleveland
with the Steelers.
Chubbs is back.
All right, cool. Harris gonna have a game for me.
Oh man, he might. Najee is for real. Looks like then we have the Rams or the Texans.
I'm gonna take no, I'm just kidding. The Rams.
Oh, I already feel good in before you said me. Jacksonville or Seattle? Now I gotta take the home team.
Jacksonville, baby.
Jacksonville. And then Seattle. It looks like we got the Patriots or the Chargers. I'm gonna go Chargers.
Okay, I'll go the Patriots.
Man, they 51 points last week. Are you kidding me? That was nuts.
Yeah, but we know I like Herbert. So, but I'm gonna still pick the Patriots.
All right, we got Tampa Bay versus New Orleans. You've been taking the lower side, so I'll take New Orleans in this. You want Tampa Bay?
Yep. Tampa Bay.
I'll give you the big dogs in that one.
Yeah, but this is kind of like a revenge game for you, so it's not that bad of a a pick.
Wow, revenge games are overhyped. Washington football team, Broncos. I'll take football team. Washington football team or the Broncos?
I'll take Washington. You picked the Broncos, right?
No, I picked Washington.
Okay, well, I kind of like the Broncos, but I'll pick the Broncos anyway. I don't care that much.
You're going to go down, switch it to Denver?
Yeah.
All right, we got Cowboys, Vikings. You already know Dallas.
Yep. And Dallas is for real.
Absolutely. Going to the bowl. And then last but not least, the Giants or the Chiefs. Talk about a shitter. Monday night.
The Chiefs.
Man, I mean,
Wait, does Patrick Mahomes' brother show up to the game? If he's there, I'm taking the Giants. No, I'm just kidding.
That's fine. I'm taking the Chiefs too, but man, I tell you what, after what the Giants just did to Carolina, almost got me believing. And then if they get a couple more receivers back in, who knows what could happen. That'd be crazy. Oh, man, I took Tampa, but New Orleans has a good shot at home. Yeah, I think, man, they might do it. I think they might do it. Oh, man. All right, buddy. Well, that's going to do it for us. We want to thank everybody that came through. And, good luck in week 8. Hopefully you're not so destroyed by Mageddons like we were last week. And let's keep this train moving in the right direction. Get everybody a win. Hope everybody out there is having an absolutely fantastic week. And it only gets better from here. Until we see you next time. We'll see you next week, next Wednesday night.